Everyone, I'm Dee. Welcome to my channel, and I wanted to start off with playing some Songs of Six and showing how to attain certain titles. So for this one, I'm going to be trying to get the title "The Nudist" with Amevias. So I've picked a spot in a hot climate, so that because that's the climate they like. And basically, what I'm going to do is just not create any clothing until I get that achievement, which, it means you're gonna have to be making them happy in other ways, because otherwise they're just gonna be really upset. All right, here we go. Where do we want to set up? We definitely want to be close to the water, um, but I don't want to take up the forest space or um, the rich soil. So let's see. Let's go right over here. Okay. So this soil is the rich soil, the darker one, rich soil. So that's where like farms would go. So Amevias like to ranch globdines, so they would go over there. And this right here is alluvium, which means this is where you would want to have like forest. Okay, so set up. I'm going to use some of my blueprints. I got a mod that allows, I think it's called Better Blueprints. It allows you to do a blueprint of a whole area. And I tend to like to make these 40 by 40 blocks. So let's put that down. And then I will also put down a housing block. So I'm gonna want like people gonna make fisheries over here. So I'm gonna put this block towards the fisheries so that the people who will live here will work here. So short distance. And then let's see what else. Also need a warehouse. So I've got this sign for a warehouse. It's rather large, um, fills the whole thing. And of course, at the beginning here, we don't have the materials to do all of this. So I'm going to go through and do so if you go over here, there's activate job, there's suspend jobs. So I'm going to suspend most things. So like most of these roads, we don't need to build them right now. We're just going to build one lane. Then most of these buildings, we also don't need to build right now. Um, this here, like, okay, so to explain what this is, it's basically, um, I have the blueprint. It has physician, excuse me, and hospitals. So this just includes those, and since I don't have access to them yet, they just make blank buildings. So I'm going to remove those. Um, and then I'm going to go back to suspending jobs. Should probably, yeah, there we go. Okay, so we don't need this much housing. We just need one, maybe, at the beginning. So I'm going to suspend all of the houses except for this one. Then I'm also going, so we do need a well, we do need the hearth, the market and the food stall, maybe not so soon. This is the janitor. We definitely need the janitor. So I'm going to leave these and I'm going to suspend the food stall and the market just for now. Of course, the biggest issue is going to be this one. This requires 128 um, wood, and we only come in with like 100. Yeah, there we go. So we're gonna have to cut down some trees to be able to do this. So let's go ahead and pause, and I'm gonna put in order to fell some trees and clear some rocks, because we will need those for the buildings as well. All right, so let's learn a little bit about Nevians. What are they like? They dislike everybody. Okay, so just fine. We're only going to really play with them in this run through, since that's what we're trying to get the label, the not the title for it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So they like brick roads, crystal water. Everything else is just fine. Okay. Sorry, forgot to talk about food. They like fish, vegetables, and eggs. So eggs is globdine pastures, this is fisheries, and vegetables requires farms. I don't think they're particularly good at farming though. So let's see over here. We will see how good they are. Okay, so fisheries, they love working at fisheries. See, the fulfillment is 300%, and the skill is 125, so they're actually good at it, which is perfect for us. Now let's look at vegetables. Yeah. See, they get zero fulfillment from farming vegetables and they're unskilled at it. So their skill is only 80%. So that's really bad. Um, so it may or may not be worth it to even bother with vegetables. Now let's take a look at globdine pastures. They get great fulfillment from it and their skill is high. So for food, we're going to focus first on fish. And then once we have some technology points, we'll unlock the globdine pastures and do that. Right, I'm going to fast forward. You can also double click this fast forward button to make them go 250 speed, um, which is great for the beginning because really there's not much to do. Sit here and wait. You can also bind any of these things. So see, I've bound this to it's normally I think four, but to me it didn't make sense that pressing one is a pause. Um, so like to me, one is speed one, which is normal speed, two is, double speed, three is triple speed. But yeah, it was just so weird to me. So instead I made I changed the bindings to make one like the pause to actually be the space bar, so it's consistent with all the other games I play. Okay, they're kind of slow. They're taking some time to skinny dip in the water. Let's start working on the fishery. So these little fish icons is what we're looking for. And fisheries have like limits in terms of the space. So I'm going to take some. Oh, actually, I don't want this piece of land here. Just want the fish. I tend to try to remove any extra spaces because just so that they have more space to like skinny dip and um, maybe I want to build a road or a building and it needs some space into the water, and that's okay. You can build into the water. Um, so yeah, I'll just like remove any extra unnecessary space that doesn't contain fish and isn't needed for like say storage. Okay, so we've got this right here is going to be, let's make it a slightly bigger. Okay, and then auxiliaries as big as possible. See, even that only gave 91%. So I'm going to have to add another one over here. There we go. For reference, like making this smaller or bigger, you use the Q button to make it smaller and E button to make it bigger. And what I tend to do is that when I get close to the 100%, you right click to undo what you just did. So like that, and then I'll go down to I'll start with a bigger size. So see, click this. It says efficiency is 100%. But you want to minimize the size of these auxiliaries because if you don't, um, they take up more resources to maintain. So then I undo, make it a little smaller. This one is the same size. It's still 4 blocks. So I'm going to go one more smaller, 3, and 3 gets us to 100%. And so I'll try it even smaller. And that's 2. That one only gets us to 97. So I have to go back to 3 and then I'll plop that down. Now let's see if we want to include a little bit more space, more of the fish, I mean. How far can we go here? Oh, that's pretty far. Okay. All right. So, of course, I took up a lot more space than I want to here. So I'm just going to remove that space using this button here, the shrink room. The only thing you have to make sure of is that diagonals aren't considered connected. So you have to have like this kind of transition everywhere. Because if you don't, so let's say um, can't do that. Let's try this. Oh, that one's max dimensions reach. So oh, here, let me shrink this. It will consider this not connected. So if I try to place anything, it'll always be yellow because it says area is not connected, right? So let's go back and expand it. So you have to make sure it's all connected. That's all. All right, looking good. And I'm just gonna go ahead and build this. Oh no, wait, sorry, I forgot. I do need more auxiliaries now, given that we've increased the fishing, so we have to increase the auxiliaries as well. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this one and instead put as big one as I can fit in that space, which is this much, 6, okay. And then try here as well, that's 90, takes us to 96. I'm just trying to maximize the use of the space right now. Okay, so now I just need one more. There we go. Now we're at 100%. It'll take 360 wood to build this though. So I'm going to accept, and at least they have a house now, so that's nice. And they've got a well and a hearth, so they won't like freeze to death or um, die from the heat. One of the biggest problems is that these livestock, they dwindle really fast. So if you don't build a warehouse quickly enough, which of course I'm not, because this is a giant warehouse, um, but I'm intentionally doing that, it's okay because it's going to take me a while anyway to unlock these globdine pastures because you need some innovation and I'm not going to have that for a while. So yeah, so we're just going to wait for them to build this giant stuff and we're fine. It says 0 days of food though here, even though we do have fruit and rations and vegetables here. But since they're not stored in a warehouse, they don't really count over here. This might not have been the best strategy for a video. Maybe I should have made just a small warehouse first, because then that way you all could get to see stuff faster instead of just sitting around waiting with me. See, let's get rid of some more trees. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go into planning mode so that I can start putting down more buildings. For example, we want a woodcutter. I'm going to place that woodcutter right here. So I can't go all the way to 32 by 32, which is the size of, say, like this. The block is 32 by 32. That's the size of blocks I'm using. So instead, I'm going to go, yeah, here's up to 32. And I'm just not going to take this soil, which is, or is it water, I think. Hold on, you see. Storage. Let's place some storage over here next to the road. And then some auxiliaries as well. I'm going to maximize the size of those. That already got us to 85%. It's 100. Gonna make it smaller, gonna make it smaller again, and so on, like I was explaining. Okay, so this is too small, so I'm gonna go back to the size 6. The moisture is only 85%, which is interesting. Let's see. Oh, right. It's because this is like desolate land here. See, soil or desolate for the purposes of making trees. So like rich soil is great for farms, but it is not so good for trees. All right, we're going to place some more of the 32 by 32 blocks to plan it out. Expand in a few directions. This is kind of a way to just like keep yourself entertained while you're while your dudes do things. Because at the beginning it's really slow. Um, so let's see, I'm gonna activate. You can activate when you've got the activate job, you can press shift and also use it to suspend jobs. But here I'm trying to activate this job, so I'm going to make them build one more house so that I can have more people. Because right now we've got 11, so that means one person is homeless, basically. It doesn't show that here because it's probably because it's a child. This is a really nice fishery. It's going to be great. Can't wait for it to get built. So one of the things I've discovered with this kind of housing block is that this food stall right now it has like two of these stalls that are 5 wide. It's not enough for this many people. This is 100 people. So this is not enough for that many people. So later on, when it gets to a point where I need to, I will increase the size of these or just like build some more here. Once this is built, I'll take in a few more people. We are getting close to running out of food though. See, the livestock now is only 9. They just perish really quickly without a warehouse. Yeah, a bad decision on my part. Since I'm still in planning mode, it's putting down everything as grays. This looks like great land for uh, foresting. Okay, let's start looking at resources. Down here, we've got some coal. Here we've got animals, so I'm going to hunt a bunch of these to give us some food, at least some extra food. They don't really like meat, Amevias, but it's better than starving. So just gonna hunt a few to get some meat and make sure people don't starve. Been getting rid of, whoop, it's been, whoop, sorry, that's the bottom. Been these trees just so that we get them to focus on building more because sometimes when you do these jobs like cut down trees, they will leave everything and go do those. Okay, seems better now. Right, they're almost done with. Nope, nope. Oh, that's my cat. My cat. And the mouse. Um, almost clear. Then they'll bring in the 128 wood it requires, which we don't have a problem. Tons of wood. We still have wood. All right, the food is gone. We only have rations. So hunting is was a good idea. I'm just gonna take these over. It's got leather and meat. People will just go get those to eat. All right, almost done. Ready? Yes, let's go. Now, accept some more. So I'll go to 15. So if you look over here at the population, um, all right, it oh, it says we've got so much food now, food days. Um, oh, I guess it's counting the meat that we got over here somehow. That's weird. Oh, no, no, no. It's counting it because we built the food stall. So this number here includes whatever's in the food stall, which now has a lot of meat that they collected from the things we've hunted. Whereas here it's still zeros because we haven't built the warehouse yet. Okay, we're getting there. That's great. This requires furniture anyway, so we still have to build um, like a carpenter first to be able to build this. All right, I'm risking it a bit, going up to 20 people. Now the janitor is going to maintain all the buildings that are already built. Otherwise, they degrade. My cat has decided to sit between me and the laptop on my lap. So his face is basically right on top of the trackpad. And even though I don't use that, I use like a regular mouse on the side, it still works. So I need to like disable it or something so that clicking on it won't do anything. But right now it's still doing stuff. Fishery, once that is up and running, our food problems should be pretty good solved. Because I think that this was supposed to produce like a 13, and our consumption rate is only like 7 right now. Yay! We've got all this. All right, let's start. We've got some food, and we need stone, some fish. Uh, don't have more. We'll just build a little bit of room for all of the food right now, so that for all of the food that we would get. Whoop, whoop, nope, baby, come on, Bobo. Sorry, cat again. I clicked, so it put a lot of rations in. All right, so now you've got a bunch of this stuff. We're gonna put one delivery man on. Normally I just use this button, but because it's really early on, I don't want it to like try to employ too many people at the warehouse. So I'm just manually setting it to 1%. So far, it looks like our happiness is doing well. Everybody's happy, doing great, eating. All right, now we need to see what we end up with. So this one's take. So it gives you that warning as soon as you hit this negative number. Um, the fishery here employs 34 people. So obviously I'm not going to make it for 34 people to begin with. We just need it to produce enough to cover what we need. So +7, that's not enough. We need one more at least. There we go, +8. And we have -7 plus consumption rate. So we're good. At this point, that is enough people, which means I still have 2 people who can do other things. All right, so it is time to enable more buildings or activate more buildings. We want to activate this lavatory as well. Big bench and this torch. Actually, I don't think they care about torches. So let me oh wait, that's not here. That is under oh, decorations. So torches. Amevias do like torches. Okay, so then I'll put this torch back here. And there's already one over here. I tend to like to put them in like these corners here so that they illuminate much of this road. See, like if you put it here, they it doesn't illuminate this part of the road. So do that. I'd like to slap them down to keep people happy. Of course, they do take, you know, resources to maintain, like the janitor has to do those things. But I put these in planning mode, so we're good. Okay, still got 19 people. We're gonna now say, let's go up to 30. Oh, whoops, I shouldn't have done that until these were built. But that's okay. They're the only things, these are the three things being built right now, so hopefully they'll get this done soon. Interesting, it doesn't say that any people are homeless yet. I'm not sure why it does that, but I think good. They haven't like quite registered yet that they're homeless. Good for me. Oh, livestock. We still have some livestock here, so maybe we'll just put it in the warehouse. It'll probably still die before uh, we have unlocked enough to unlock this thing. So the way this works is with titles here. I'm going to get in here at 50 people. I'm only at 28 right now. That will just unlock export and import. And once we get to 75 people, that's when I'll get 25 innovation and I'll be able to build labs to get more innovation. And then even just the 25 that I'll be able to just unlock this because it's only 8. All right, the other thing we want to build right now is a hunter. Actually, do I want to bother with a hunter? Hunters don't do great at getting leather, um, like relative to getting meat. And like I said, they don't even like meat. So I say I'll just not do that right now. Eventually, when we start to want leather for things like building shields or whatever, then we can build a hunter. Now that we have more people, we'll do it as well. Just 4 plus 14, it's great. So it's getting 14. There we go. Let's just update. Things are buggy. Like right now it says 29, um, or it seems buggy rather. So it's saying 29 people, right? But I have set it to accept up to 30 people, and it's not doing that. I think it's because someone's like pregnant or something. So there's already one child coming soon. So it just like reserves a spot for them. But now that we have 4 houses, I can also uh, take up to, you know, a lot more people. Okay, they can't build the laboratory because we need, oh yeah, I forgot. We need a carpenter. So I could build a big carpenter, but actually I will do that. I'd rather just use my blueprints. Wood cover. Don't remember where it is. Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go. I love this better blueprints thing, but this feature right here I'm using, this is already built into the game, so you don't actually need to create this job. You don't need that for this. The real reason you would get that mod is to use this area feature. So you can stamp down grids and whatever else you want. 60 people. And if we put the maximum number of people on this, we will, well, actually we've got 10 more people. I'm gonna start activating. No, never mind. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Where was I? Yeah, so this can take up to a lot more people, right? Um, so let's actually give it 2 more people, and then I'll start letting in more people. As long as we can cover them on food, food days went down to 4 because I added in more people. Um, as long as we can produce more than consume, we should be good. But of course, it doesn't make the Amevians very happy until you've got as well, until you've got uh, the foods that they like. So I think what happens, or I saw this on another video, that the way it happens is like they decide which like when it's time to eat, they decide one of their preferred foods is something they want to go get, and then if that's not there, they're unhappy. Which obviously won't be there because we only have fish, so they don't have veggies or eggs. Oh, speaking of that, maybe it's time to go. Look, so right now we're already in winter. Never mind. It'll be next year. But start a look. Take take a look at it. Whoa, wow, there's like nothing. Okay, you can hunt these black beans to get some eggs. Make people a little happier. Here we've got these horses. These are likely to kill someone if you try to hunt them, so I'll avoid that. But we can get some meat from these lovely fat, oh, lovely fat multi-crawlers. Yeah, got meat coming in. Oh yes, I need to like start making room for other things, like other stuff. Harvested grain soon and cotton or fiber. Herbs and oatmeal. I'm just going to make room in case I find some on the map I haven't looked yet. That's good for now. I'm going to increase the meat threshold just for now, and then later on when we stop using meat, we'll get rid of it. Okay, the carpenter is stuck on rock, right? So now we need to go, there's some rock, and I'm going to disable planning because I want to do it now. Let's see, let's clear all of this rock here. This as well. All the ones that are close to the warehouse are easy to clear. Okay, there, that was enough rock. Quite good. It's like we need a lot more. I'm gonna have to go a little further out to clear all this rock over here. Okay, now it's not red anymore. That means I think we have enough, or we will have enough. People are delivering it now. Once they finish this, they'll start putting in the warehouse. Haven't left. Nope. Still? Oh, okay. Yes, I was wrong. Maybe the probably the janitor took some. Yes, there's someone. Take a look where the closest stone is. This is where we were able to build a stone mine. It's very small, like so, but it is really good because the stone deposit is plus 10%, which is great. Um, okay, should get built soon. And once that is built, it'll like try to take like 100 carpenters or something, or 50 or something. But look at the days of food! Yay, we're getting a lot of food. This keeps your people happy. Whoa, there we go. Carpenter is built, and now it tries to employ 42 people. So of course I'm going to put that down to like 5. It still gives me quite a good amount of workforce. And once I have carpenters, the default recipe is chairs. So I'm going to go ahead and enable this woodcutter so that you start building a woodcutter. I'm also going to enable housing, the rest of the housing rather. Maybe the couple of torches here. Um, this torch right there. I'm also going to enable cutting down these trees because we will need wood over here. And since I still have 12 people, I'm temporarily going to assign a whole bunch of them to the carpenter and assign a few more over here to the fisher. That way, see, it's 25 now, which means we can have up to 50 people, I believe. Okay, so every 10 people use 5. So it's like, this is surprising that it's only minus 14 for 39 people. Oh, there must be some children there. Oh, see the children part. Um, it's over here somewhere. It is uh, doesn't show the children. Oh, others. There we go. We've got 7 children and two incoming because we've got 2 parents and we're going to have plus 2 more. Oh, one of them was born. There we go. So that's why we like once they're all adults, then they will use the correct amount. So instead of minus 15, it'll be minus 20. I believe. And we're still producing plenty of food for that. So we're good. We're going to be able to get our export depots soon, start making some money. So I'm going to turn this into 50. But really, really do want those export depots. So we can start selling whatever we go for produce. Here, just for fun, and use this one spot again with a torch. Okay, well, the food days are going down, oddly, um, even though our production rate should be much higher than our consumption rate is. This is one of the things I don't understand about this game. Sometimes your production rate is much higher, and like fish isn't like farms where you get the result once a year. So it should be pretty consistent. All right, we've got our first sick person. Can't really do anything about it until we've got some research points. It takes 50 knowledge to unlock physician um, and 30 just to unlock hospitals. So as soon as we have some knowledge, which you get from a title, we get some knowledge from right here, I believe, get 35. So we can, if we want to, we can enable hospitals. It'll depend on whether the health is struggling at that point. Again, the shortage is stone. So let's go ahead and build that stone line over here. Since this is a pretty small, let's see, so right in the middle of a 32 by 32 plot. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Build a stone line. This storage close to the road, and then so it's just enough to get it to 100%. 2, there we go, that's 100%. And that will employ 14 people. So this will be pretty far away from this warehouse. I'm going to build like a tiny little warehouse here just for stone. bigger, too small. Just gonna make one bigger. There we go. And that'll give me the uh, maximum space usage. Okay, and this little warehouse here. Once we also have some more points, some more technology points, we will be able to unlock um, the masonry to make the cut stone, which is really useful for buildings and also for exports. All right, we've got some peacocks over here. That's Denoris. And I'm just gonna move them. Let's get some eggs. They just move this want to cut. It's really pretty. Wow, there are no oryx or onks, I think they're called, in this, which is really weird. I thought they were always on all of them. So we have no way to get pastures, or I mean, sorry, fiber from the onks hunting. We'd have to build an onks pasture, which Amevias don't like to do, so I won't be doing that. They also, I think they also don't like to make cotton, do they? Um, like the cotton, yeah, they don't like this either. 0% fulfillment, skill 80%. So they're not good at it either. Which is why export and import is super important. And as soon as we get to 50, I'm sure why it's, yeah, come on, take one more percent. There we go. But export and import depots. And hey, that's nice of them. Our neighbor is gonna give us 56k denarii. It's awesome. And first thing we're gonna do is build some export depots. Tend to fill like a whole block with these, but for now I'll just build this many. And then I'll build at least one port depot, maybe a couple, just for the things we need immediately. Okay, so we're going to have up to 14 people working the stone mine, so we're going to need a building block up there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and go to housing. Thank you. Down some more torches. People happy. Hey, another one. Oh, they're going to give me clothes. I don't want people to use the clothes. Hmm. Okay, pause the game. Except, since we're trying to get the nudist, definitely don't want people getting codes. So, let's see, access. There we go. 0 books. They're not going to be very happy about that, but it's okay. Hopefully that means they won't use it. Oh, nice. We're going to get 221 of this OP8s, which is perfect because we can sell them since we don't need them yet. And instead, I'm going to make room for them here. So we get 210, so this should be enough to cover. Oh, sexy. We also get 4 flances. Okay. Pause again. Add flances here. Once we have these export depots, we can sell some stuff. I mean, we can sell it right now as soon as it arrives in our warehouse as well, but then you won't get the best deal. So I prefer to wait for these to be built. And more. There's some more rocks. I'm a little overboard with the rock thing. Just put this not necessary. All right, they want to take 12K and allow us to trade with them. And that's a good deal. So let's do that. Okay, so sometimes it doesn't register that you double clicked. So I think that's what happened here. Because it was going a little too slow. So I think it was going at 25 speed instead of 250, even though I had double clicked here. Uh, so what I did was I went back to this speed, so with the hotkey 2, and then I double clicked the 3 to get this fastest speed. And now they seem to be moving like much faster than they were before. So that's good. But it's like an annoying little feature or bug, I guess. Things are looking good. We've got our market set up. Oh, we've got export depots. All right. Now we're going to sell those 4 flanks. So I'm going to go with this. And then I'm going to click best. And I'm going to offer them 4 of these. They sell for 142 an item, which is not bad. Or 182 rather. And I'm going to say barter and accept. All right. Cool. Go back here. And I don't actually need this depot to export that. So we're going to go to, oh yeah, or opiates instead. Where's the opiates? Go. I'm going to go to best. Like maybe for everything, I don't want to sell it less than like 100. Okay, there we go. There we go. So that one sold for 100. I'll sell 7. And we'll do that a few more times. There's nobody that wants it that's any better than this. Oh, that's not good. Okay, just give it a little bit of time to set up some trade with these guys. Also set up trade here, barter. Also cheap, nice, because they all have small populations right now, so the earlier you get it, the better. There we go. All right. So I'm going to increase the radius for this to max. And let it stay with automatic. It'll employ however many people it needs. And then I'm going to say sell all of the OPs. So if we ever collect any, it'll just automatically sell them. And then I'm going to do the same thing for, ooh, nice. I love it when this happens. Uh, the production speed of fisheries will be 3x, which means we should be producing a lot more fish, which is great. Pausing the game to take a look over here. Right now we aren't producing enough, and there we go, it tripled, which is great. Oh, the reason that fisheries don't have enough people right now, the one thing I need to do that is always raise the priority for anything that produces food. So I'm going to raise this to 13, which means it'll fill up this before starting employing anybody else for anything else, which is important to keep our food production. So see, that went up significantly more. Okay, so let's see. That moves opiates. This one will be, what do we have? Let's see. We can sell some fiber for now. Increase the radius, sell everything. What else do we have that we can sell? But nothing right now. Okay, that's fine. So for the opiates, I'm going to say don't sell it under 80. So I'll just hold on to them if they're too cheap. Well, we don't have enough workers available. I'm going to go ahead and disable the buildings we're not using with these. Yes, the clothes we want to sell clothes. I'm going to enable this again and sell all the clothes. The reason it says there are no things available is because we don't have clothes in our warehouse. Right there. So sometimes it does this thing where it's like it's trying to employ 6 people, and I don't really know why. I don't need that many to sell 33 clothes or whatever is left. Ah, yes, there's the problem. And disable selling clothes in the market. Yeah, I think we've gotten rid of all of our rations at this point. Yeah, so I can like I'll no longer need to put it here, so I'll remove the rations. That way, when we make rations because we need them for an army, that it will just use them up for no reason in all the markets or all the food stalls. People really like benches in this game for some reason. Um, so I'm going to start adding some more benches here, and mainly want to put them where people hang out or where people pass through a lot and near their housing. Now, what do we need to import? Well, it would be nice to have more fish, but this is supposed to be getting better. Okay, it's not getting better, so let's add more people. And since we've prioritized this higher than everything else, all the people will start working here before they do other jobs. We no longer need 10 carpenters. We're going to go back down to 5. Um, this warehouse, nope, still underway. What is what is the jobs that's taking? What's taking up all the jobs? Fishery. Oh, woodcutters. That's all. All right. So we don't need this many woodcutters yet. So I'm going to go down to 5. Also, the moisture is really low here, which means it's not producing very well. So we need to find a way to get better moisture in here, which is usually something you do through um, 5 pumps, water pumps. So they are underwater. Build a little pump over here to hydrate the, with the here to hydrate this thing, this wood camp. So what I'm gonna do is I tend to build them bigger than I need them, just because you can always put fewer people working on something, but it's much harder when you have to like go back and uh, delete the building, then you don't have any water to try to build something bigger. So it's not too big. Yeah, this will take up some space. That's okay. I'll go ahead and do that. Here, we're just gonna do a whole bunch of stone. Let's do 10. Secure. Remove stone from this warehouse. All right, here we go. 75 people. This is where it gets interesting. And we have knowledge. So, first thing I'm going to do is get the Globdine pasture to help us with the food. And then I'm going to build one. So, see, here we go. Got a stamped one of those. That's perfect over here. We're looking for this light blue color land. Um, even though it's got very little moisture, so we're going to have to run water to it. But it is better for, like, it's more suitable for it. Okay, so this is really nice, light blue, and it's close to the water pump that we're building. So that's good. All right, which is close. Yeah, I guess this one. So, oh, nope. Large caravan, migrant camps, seem friendly enough and share the food. Perhaps some of them might be from this stay near a village. And they're nice. Okay. Open this more and grocery spoons. That's really nice. Um, Lower the speed a little bit just to um, let myself catch up with everything that's happening. So now I'm going 25 speed instead of 250. People, we are short 4 people, basically for work. Um, and it will be more once this is built, the lodging question, because we are also going to give that a higher priority, just like the fisheries. Let's see. Nice. So the consumption rate has gone down by 50% because of the event that's happening right now. So that's hunger, about 50. But like no fish whatsoever stored in warehouses. Or it is in the food stalls, but just not the warehouse. This one is just warehouse. Um, so that's do you want to increase more people? There's just some 35, which should be enough. Um, I'm gonna wait for the bottom cluster to build. Takes a lot of wood, but that's okay. We've got plenty of wood right here. Now, once we have enough furniture, this is the best upgrade that I'm going to focus on because it'll give us so much more space for each one of these. So right now, each uh, one, like when you press plus here, it gives you 80 capacity. But once you upgrade, that turns into 300. So that allows you to store so much more. And the second upgrade is even as good as well, but just not as good. It goes from 300 to 500. Okay, let's see. Okay, people are starting moving in here. Oh yeah, these were the buildings I said are not needed right now because we don't have a physician or whatever, physician or hospital. So we've got the Lofty pastures and we're at 0 animals. All right. So why are we at 0 animals? Because we have no livestock left from that initial bunch. So instead, I'm going to import some livestock. Let's see how many we need. We have plenty of money. I would say at least 10,000. Like this is the minimum it'll continue to buy at, and buy them for at most 200 each. And we want, let's see, 40? How many? Yeah, 41. So great. All right. Now it should be start importing 40 livestock until at least it gets to 10K. All right, so here it says no goods to sell for all of these, right? Because we've gotten rid of the ones we have, which is great. So we are in autumn, day 1 of autumn. So let's see, we can manage to get to forage some stuff. There are vegetables here, there's opiates, there's, I think that's mushrooms. Um, here else? Oh, there we go. The rest, this is grain. Uh, we don't really need the grain because they don't particularly need or like bread, but it's a good resource to just collect and sell. Extra food. So I have to enable grain over here so that they can store it. Oh, it's already, yeah, I did that. Okay, so upgrading this will take 128 furniture, which we are quite far off from because I forgot to enable furniture. That's right, furniture. Okay, so I'm going to give furniture like 4 over here since the carpenter is right here, which is really close. We have a severe shortage of people again. Let's see. Oh, yes, lofty pastures. These need to go up to priority 13, for fisheries, and then food stalls, supper bed, and what- water pumps. Oh, yes, this is the culprit here. We do not need this many people right now. Actually, I'm just going to put two. And then I'm going to build the canals because otherwise the water is pumping to nowhere. So it's needed for here and for here. So I'm going to go ahead and go up this and across with blocked in moisture. This may or may not be enough to get enough moisture to here. So we'll see once it's built. See, the moisture right now is only 14%, which is miserable. So I think we're going to need to also go this way. And moisture here is 35%. So this may or may not be enough because you see it's like 2 away from it, so it's also not as effective. Uh, yeah, see, so when you build a canal, it goes like if I go up here, there's less of the moisture that reaches here than if I had gone here. So I may need to go down as well. We've got a bunch of animals. And now we can disable the import. Okay, we don't need any more to import any more animals. This livestock can just go into the warehouse. Eventually, we'll start exporting livestock once these get up and running and start producing. But let's see, start producing. But that's because all of the animals are babies. Once they get to adult, this will increase. Let's see if all of these will safe. All right, looks like our canals are getting built. I'm gonna go back to 250 speed. Okay, still have a shortage of stone, it looks like. There's some miracles. Oh, hey, the second upgrade this because this one's small. It only requires 27 furniture. And I'm not gonna upgrade that right now because I don't need to, but I do need to upgrade this as soon as possible. So once we get that to 120, I need to set. Poop days are running really, which is so impressive. We only have 3. Okay, it's gone up to 5 now. It's getting a little better. Okay, let's take a look at what we can spend the remaining 24 points on. So if we take this for 4 points, it'll be as if I employed an extra 3 workers, and I have 20 right now, but that's per, so it's 0.75 workers per point spent. And we don't have any hunters, so that's useless. But here, this one, 0.49 workers per point spent. So it would be more effective to improve our fishery first than to improve the blood. But there's also the option of, where is it? Oh, here. I could start building a masonry. And that only takes 15 points, so I still have 9. And that would allow me to turn the stone into cut stone, which sells for a lot more. Let's see. We don't really have that much stone in this little deposit here. So a masonry is probably not the best investment right now. Let's take a look at how much stone. Oh, nice. This is a very much better stone deposit. That would, like, if we want to build a masonry, it would be around here. Over here, the stone is smaller. See, stone deposits are -10, so it's not as great. Let's see if this giant one also -10, but there's so much of it, so it would be worth it. Okay, so let's start doing some planning to reach over here. Okay. B to get my blueprints. Also, so to make things easier for me, and like, so for example, I played Factorio, and if you press B, you get your blueprints. So that's what I did here as well as I bound the blueprints to that. And that is room blueprints right here. You can press left control and H at any on top when you're hovering over any of these to tell it, okay, let's start. Uh, let's change the key binding. Oh, goodness, sometimes it's just so hard to get things out. I apologize. That's the ADHD. Like words just disappear sometimes. Anyway, all right. So we want to reach over here with these. So I'm going to start putting these down. Okay, oh, that's okay. Looks like, sure what that sound is. Sounds like an alarm is going off, but I don't know where. Hopefully you guys can hear it, guys and gals. All right. So this is how far out we would have to go to get more stone. So for now, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait. The biggest problem with like just relying on uh, reproduction is that a lot of them are children for a long while, and then you just have population and mouths to feed without anything useful like more workers. But as you can see there, it's catching up here. The children are turning into adults. So you've got 87 people, and only 65 of them can work. What the hell is that alarm? It's driving me crazy. All right, see, now we've got too much livestock. So I'm gonna increase the capacity for livestock here. And I've also need more capacity for everything else, basically. I'm gonna increase the capacity for fish and for eggs and for wood. That should be good enough. Now we can remove the clothes because we don't have any clothes left. We can remove this as well. We sold them all. I'm going to leave the opiates and herbs for this one has opiates, but there are actually no herbs on this map, which is, I've never seen that before. Okay, so we can remove the herbs as well because we're never going to get them unless we import them. Okay, so we've got opiates. This one's fiber, which we discovered we can only get if we, where'd it go? Forage over here, which we should, oh, there we go. There are 3 tiny little herbs. Oh, that's adorable. Okay, let's take a look around the map just to make sure we didn't miss anything that we can forage. Might be because we're in a hot climate, so it's really not very friendly to. Okay. What the hell is that? Okay. Over. Ooh, look at this brick. This is very nice. The plus 10% on the deposits is amazing. Here we, where is it? Right click. We have some brick as well here, but this is the minus 10%. So if we're going to build bricks and these two are close to each other, we might as well go for the bigger bricks. See what else is there here? Oh, there's bricks over here as well, minus 10%. These are much closer, so it might be worth it to just use these. Okay, game's paused. Let's see if we can. I wanted to export livestock. Increase the radius. We'll have, let's see, we want to keep maybe 44 because that's enough to build another Globdine pasture and have it all filled immediately. So let's do that. We'll see if it now starts exporting them. And I probably don't want to export them for less than, say, 20. Ooh, nice. Some pottery. Always I always pause to do these things because you don't want to miss them. So it was like 100, I think. Okay, yeah. So eggs, we're still short on space for them. Wood, it's okay if like at this point, it's not that bad. I've got 10 spots for wood. I don't really want to increase it, but look at this. We can upgrade. Woohoo! That'll go, yeah, that went from like, I don't know, 800 to 3K capacity. That's amazing. For now, I'm going to increase the stone stores uh, since we decided masonry doesn't belong here anyway. All right, so let's build out what we would want if we did this here. This is planning mode. Everything else is going on its own. Got storage, the largest auxiliaries we can have. See, I'm doing that thing again where I'm decreasing the size. There we go. So this is the size we need here to get to 100% efficiency. Perfect. Okay, so this will build. Now let's put, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to remove one here so that I can build a nice warehouse here. Instead, I'm just going to put more auxiliaries, right? There we go. You just don't want to cover the stone itself with auxiliaries. I don't know if that actually matters, but I think it does. So better safe than sorry. And then we're going to build another warehouse here. We'll make it a bit bigger because we want masonry as well over here. Of course, we can't do the double line because this is only 6 wide. So instead, we're going to go with this. Okay, we're going to put a door over here and a door over here. All right. Then we're going to build. I haven't unlocked the masonry yet, but oh, you know what I have unlocked is library. Oh, sorry, laboratory. All right, so this laboratory, it needs a lot of people. And where are my people? Right now, my people are here and here. And since this is going to stay a small operation, I could just build it here and then people will fill up this location. So let's do that. Oh, no, wait, hold on. I have a blueprint for that. Lab, all right. I've got a small lab, is this one, or a big lab? What should I do? I'm going to go for big lab. Let's see. It'll take 110 furniture, which isn't too bad. We should be able to get that soon. Okay, and this is still in planning mode. All right, so let's see. These 2 people are not enough to get the water all the way here. And the moisture in here is still pretty miserable. Oh, for water pumps, I always also tend to put them at like a slightly higher priority because we do need them to produce in these other buildings. See, moisture here is still 61%, so that's pretty bad. So we're going to go like this. Hopefully that fixes it. And we're going to also go up here, which means I will need a lot more people on the water pump. Okay, I think this is a good place to pause. Um, and I'll see you all in a bit. Hopefully you've enjoyed this so far. Let's call this Amevias. No, sorry, this isn't. Yeah, Amevias. Just, I don't know. See you guys later.